What is the best combat patrol in Warhammer? The ultimate starter set that's not the actual ultimate starter set. And it's an army you might actually want to play. I found the best values, the best models, and the best smelling plastic inside each box. I took a complex problem, and I solved it with math. Today, I'm breaking down every combat patrol to find the best one, using the most scientifically proved method known to mankind. A tier list. Here's what I use to judge if a combat patrol was good or not. The models. Do they look good? How many are there? Is there a character, an elite, some infantry, and bonus points if there's a centerpiece model? The value. How much money are we actually saving? And is it worth buying more than one of these boxes? These are the hard-hitting questions that have kept me up at night, combing through data to create the perfect combat patrol ranking that I am 100% confident in. I don't know, man. But it sucks. Come on, look at this. This is boring. It's so hard. It's so hard. We're gonna start out with Dark Angels here. It's 1 Captain in Gravis armor, 3 Blade Guard veterans, 5 Hellblasters, 10 Intercessors, and then you have some upgrade frames. Now, the upgrade frames are a little bit misleading because they are technically value in the box. They're $35, but they basically are extra bits to make your Space Marines look more like Dark Angels, which is good. It's just not exactly super value. You're not getting anything out of it besides aesthetic, right? Now, Dark Angels, surprisingly, with the upgrade sprue, each of these combat patrols are worth $170, right? This one's actually worth $168, but most of them are worth $170. You actually have $262.50 in the box, and that's saving you 54% on what you're getting technically if you include the upgrades. Now with the upgrades, it brings it a little bit lower, but to be honest, I don't like to add the upgrade sprues in there, but one of the big things you get with a combat patrol that's important, right, is that you need to be able to buy multiple of them. Like if you're wanting to start a army where you're like, I'm doing Dark Angels and Warhammer's expensive, if you bought 2 of these combat patrols, you'd honestly be pretty happy. 20 Assault Intercessors, 2 Captain of Phobos armors is a kind of a lot, to be honest, but it's not bad. Blade Guard veterans, I like Blade Guard veterans. You buy a second box of these, you can kit bash a leader out of the leader you already have and do anything, because there's so many captains in Space Marines anyways, you could literally make whatever you want. I would put the Dark Angels, I almost want to put them at A tier. I think, I mean, this could change as we go through the video, right? But I think Dark Angels deserve A tier. They might not be top of A tier, but like, it's pretty solid. We got Orks up next. Orks are a little disappointing to me because their last combat patrol from the previous edition was killer, but this new one is all Beast Snagaboys. It's all of their Beast Hunter theme where they're like animal hunters and everything. It's a pretty cool combat patrol. Like, I like these models. They're really, really awesome. It's pretty sick. Like this guy especially. Oh my God. I love him. These are good models. So I really like them. They're pretty sick. But the thing is like when you're getting into an army, like if I'm starting Orks, right? If I'm starting Orks, I kind of want like what Orks are naturally, like as a whole, right? This is more like an elite subset version of their army. It is them as Beast Snagaboys. It's Beast Hunters, it's animal themed, it's melee themed. Like this would be cool if this existed with Combat Patrol Orks that was like boys, a Death Dread, and like maybe a truck or something. It's not really what I want for a Combat Patrol. However, the value's not bad. The box is worth $168 and you are getting in it $227 worth of value, which is saving you about $57, which puts it kind of on middle of the ground of where everything lands. But I don't like the Beast Snagaboys as a theme. I like them as a theme, but like just as the only combat patrol, it's a little weird to me. To be honest, I kind of want to put them in C tier. I don't think they deserve B tier because I think value-wise they're like at the top of C tier because they're middle of the road. But at the end of the day, like, do you really need 40 Beast Snagaboys if you bought 2 of these? Like, and maybe it's even D tier, to be honest. That's not very good. Because inside you already get the Beast Boss, which you don't need multiple Beast Boss, 20 Beast Snagaboys, and then 4 Squidhog Boys with a Bomb Squig. And if you were to buy 2 boxes, is it realistic to have 40 Beast Boys, 8 Squidhog Boys, and another Bomb Squig? Like, I can't imagine owning like this many models of orcs that are just beast Nagaboys. Shout out to the one person in chat who has a full beast army. Emperor's Children. I'm actually very excited about this one. This is the newest army in Warhammer right now. The Emperor's Children are brand new. They're pretty epic though. I think there might be a little bit too much going on in this to be crazy value. It's ranked 9th in terms of value. It's a brand new army. The models are gorgeous, but my only issue with it, is that it comes with 1 Lord Exultant, 10 Infractors, which can build as Tormentors as well. We like the variety. We like being able to build multiple things. That's a huge bonus. But 6 Flawless Blades. I like the Flawless Blades. They're really cool. They're basically like the gladiators of the Emperor's Children. They're so Emperor's Children to me. Like, when I think of Emperor's Children, like, the Flawless Blades are kind of where my brain goes. But it's hard. It's hard because if you bought 2 of these, I think 12 Flawless Blades is a little bit too much. But at the same time, if you're just starting Emperor's Children and you get 6 Flawless Blades, 10 Tormentors, and a Lord Exultant, you're pretty happy. Emperor's Children, I think top of B tier is good. I think that they're a very solid start for the army. I think you kind of get everything Emperor's Children there, because I can imagine, like, one of these boxes, great to start off with. I'm like, cool, I can get Noise Marines next, I can get Fulgrim, my army's looking good. Playing it out of the box, that's a pretty strong list. Adeptus Custodes. I'm gonna straight up say before we do anything here, I'm gonna put these guys right into S tier. They are one of my favorite armies. They were the first full army I built. I have about 3,000 points of them. I think before I even go into what they are, they have to go into S tier. And on value, they're actually not that great of a value. In the Adeptus Custodes box, you get 1 Blade Champion, 3 Alaris Terminators, 5 Custodian Guard, and 5 Custodian Wardens. Now, in the box, it's worth $168, and if you bought all of these models individually, you would spend $227. So you're only saving 57 bucks on this box. You get so much out of this. This is the box if you are going to buy multiple of them. This is actually every single most used unit in the Custodes right now and throughout every edition that I've even played. The Custodian Guard, you can buy, if you buy 2 of these boxes, 10 Custodian Guard, 10 Wardens, 6 Alaris Terminators, and 2 Blade Champions, you basically have 1,200 points. Like, you are on your way to an army at a very fast rate. It is actually insane. Because a big thing, too, is that each of these guards, they can also be made into a shield captain. Because what you can do is you can run a squad of 4 Wardens, 4 Guard, 2 Alaris Terminators, and 1 Blade Guard veteran, and you can make an Alaris Shield Captain, a Custodian Guard Shield Captain, and a Warden Shield Captain. Well, just Shield Captains, they're not special. Because at the end of the day, Combat Patrol's a great way to start the army. You get everything Custodes in this. You're right off to you're just like hitting the ground running. You are in. This is solid. So we're gonna do the Tyranids next. The Tyranids actually have a new Combat Patrol. So this one's up for pre-order right now. This is brand new, right? And in this one, this one's actually kind of crazy value. You get a Parasite of Mortix, 3 Tyrant Guards, which can be built as Hive Guards, 1 Biovore, some Spore Mines, which are just like tokens, and 10 GeneStealers. Now, I'm not a Tyranid player, and in terms of value, this is actually pretty good. In this box, you pay 170 bucks, and inside of the box, if you bought all the models individually, is $232. And you're saving $62 or 36% by buying this box, which is pretty good. But I'm not a Tyranid player, and my Tyranid friend in my playgroup, he said this box isn't that good because the Hive Guard are kind of old models. The GeneStealers, he's personally not a fan of, and Parasite of Mortrex. He said that this thing also you don't want to run multiple of, so it kind of swaying my vote a little bit. But value, it's great. This is a great value. You have a centerpiece model in the Biovore and the Parasite. The Hive Guard are also a pretty strong elite unit, and GeneStealers are great chaff to have throughout the line. In terms of value, it's pretty good, but buying multiple of these, I don't know, because you want multiple Biovores, but like that's a lot of GeneStealers. I think this is a solid B tier. I think this is a solid B tier. I'd put it probably ahead of the Emperor's Children. Actually, no, the Emperor's Children is more value. I'd probably put it behind the Emperor's Children. I think this is a great start. I think if you want to do Tyranids, I think this is a pretty cool start to your army. So I think B tier is solid. It's a decent horde, I'd say. Like the GeneStealers are good, but like I think it's just kind of all over the place. I could use a centerpiece model. The only issue with it is it doesn't feel very Tyranids to me. Like, am I crazy to say that? Like, this isn't, when I think of Tyranids, I don't think about this box. Like, GeneStealers, Hive Guards, I don't really think this, to me, represents what a Tyranid is, if that makes sense. Okay, next let's talk about Grey Knights. Now, Grey Knights, I'm a little disappointed in, because I like the old Grey Knight Combat Patrol a lot. I think that it's really good. The only issue with the old one is I hate the baby carrier. It is my least favorite model in all of Warhammer. I absolutely despise it. And the Grey Knights are still the old scale of Marines, so they're smaller than Primaris Marines, which makes no sense. So they're kind of awkward. They're really old. I like this new Combat Patrol. I think it's pretty good, but I guarantee you next edition, all these models are going to be gone. These are all going to be replaced. That's the old box Dreadnought. It's going to be gone. There's no way that these actually stay in rotation for much longer. The only one that's a newer model is Castellan Crow, which he is awesome. I love this guy, but you can just buy him for 40 bucks, right? And then like these guys, like they look awesome, but they're small. I do love the box Dreadnought, but once again, it's going to be gone. The box is $170. It's going to cost, if you bought all of the models in here individually, it's going to be $232.50, right? Which that saves you $62.50, which is a 36% value, right? Rounded up to 37%, which is pretty good. Like, that's really, really solid for value. But like I said, the only issue is that I guarantee you they're all going to be replaced next edition, which is not going to be very good. But like, I can't deny the value, and you could buy multiple of these because the Dreadnoughts are okay to use, like the Brotherhood, Castellan Crow, 10 Strike Squad miniatures, 5 Brotherhood Terminators, and a Venerable Dread. Like, these are solid. The Strike Squad is also solid because the Purgitation Squad are awesome right now in terms of like the meta and everything. It's just really good, but I know they're going to be replaced, and I can't as a content creator like that wants to recommend these to you guys, I can't recommend this over every other box. I would probably, and this could change, I might put it bottom of B tier because the value is good, but I'm going to put it top of C tier right now, because I think right now, if you went to the store and you got this Grey Knight Combat Patrol, you would be very happy. But if you got it and it took you a year to build and paint all of them, which I guarantee it's going to take you a while to build and paint them, you're not going to be happy when all of those models are refreshed next edition or anything happens. Next set, Combat Patrol Space Marines, or as I like to call it, Combat Patrol Ultramarines. This is the worst Combat Patrol in the entire game by an absolute mile. It is so bad in terms of value for it. You spend $170 and you get in the box, if you bought everything individually, you would spend $179. And so you're saving yourself $9 by buying the Combat Patrol as opposed to buying all the models individually. So you are effectively saving yourself 5% from just buying the Combat Patrol, which is absolutely terrible value. It is awful. In this Combat Patrol, you get 1 Captain and Terminator armor, 1 Librarian and Terminator armor, 5 Terminators with Power Fist, 5 Infernus Marines, which by the way is half the size the usual squad is. So you don't even get the full value there. Now, the other reason why this is an issue is because you can buy the starter set for the same price as the Combat Patrol pretty much, and it comes with 2 Combat Patrols, the old Combat Patrol of Tyranids, which is crazy. So you get 3 Von Raya Leapers, 1 Psychophage, 1 Winged Tyranid Prime, 2 Ripper Swarms, and that's just for the Tyranid side. And then on top of that, you get 1 Captain and Terminator armor, 5 Terminator Veteran Warriors, and 5 Infernus Marines. So you don't get the Librarian from this one, right? But it's $112, and you can play it against someone right out of the bat. It comes with everything you need to play right away, and it's $50 less than the Combat Patrol. Like, it's actually crazy. And I believe if you want all of it, you get the Ultimate Starter Set. It comes with terrain and stuff. Like, unbelievable. The Space Marines, F tier. If you guys are looking at this Combat Patrol and you're like, that's cool, buy the Starter Set. Buy the Starter Set or the Ultimate Starter Set. You will be way happier, because the Starter Set and the Ultimate Starter Set are actually SS tier above all of these, because it's just such good value. Because you and a friend could split the Starter Set and you would have 2 Combat Patrols for half the price. World Eaters. I love the World Eaters. They are my favorite army to play on the tabletop right now. They are my second army I have over 2,000 points for besides Custodes. I love them. They have one of the best Combat Patrols in the game. Great value. You could easily buy multiple of these. I think they're a solid box. I'm going to predict A tier, but let's dive into it, right? World Leaders, so you pay $170 for this. If you bought all these models individually, which is a 10 squad of Jackals, a 10-person squad of Berserkers, a Demon Prince, and a Master of Executions, you would spend $242. So by buying this Combat Patrol, you're saving $72 or 42%, which is pretty fucking good. Like, that's a really good value. And the crazy part is like, this is a really good Combat Patrol. You have the 10 squad of Berserkers, which are like elite enough that they're solid. Like, they hit really hard and they fit the army theme. The Master of Executions leading them makes them super strong. The Jackals, great for holding objectives, great for being chaff infantry to just die and hold the line. And then you get a Demon Prince, which is a great centerpiece model. It is actually so cool that you get all of this in the box. I didn't get this when I first started because it's brand new. You could easily buy 2 of these as well. It kind of gets weird to buy 2 because you don't need 2 Demon Princes, but like genuinely, like the points they're worth are pretty solid. I would put this above the Dark Angels in A tier. I think this is not S tier because you can't buy multiple of them and be super happy, but it is so close. I think it's so close to being good. And I think you could argue Dark Angels might be better than them just because of the upgrade sprue, but like personally for me, it's crazy. Next, we have the Aeldari. The Aeldari are way higher ranked than I thought. They are ranked number 5 in terms of value. Inside of the box, you get 5 Rape Blades, 10 Dire Avengers, 5 Warp Spiders, 1 Sightseer. The box costs $170. If you bought all of these models individually, you would be spending $250. So with this box, you're saving $80, which is a 47% savings. Fucking insane. Like, that's, if you guys want to start Aeldari, this is the time. This is the time to buy the Combat Patrol. It is fantastic. The only issue with it is, from what I heard online when I was researching this, multiple buys for Warp Spiders and for the Wraith Blades and the Sightseers are pretty good. Like, you're going to be happy with it because you can run multiple squads of them. It's fantastic. But you don't want 20 Dire Avengers, 30 Dire Avengers. Like, that gets to be a lot. And you could kit bash them as other things, but it starts to become a lot. So this is a good single buy, like a really good single buy, but not a very good multiple buy. So I would probably put it at the top of A tier right now. I think it ekes out a little bit above World Eaters. Actually, oh man, that's hard because this one is a really good single buy, but the World Eaters is a better double buy, and they're pretty close in value. You're only saving $8 more with the Aeldari box. I think I think World Eaters beats it a little bit. I think because of the World Eaters being a good multiple buy box, it beats the Aeldari even if it's better value, which I think is pretty fair. Okay, top A tier. That's good. We're going to keep it there for right now. It's still pretty high up, which is really good. Let's talk about the Tau. You get 1 Commander Enforcer Battlesuit, 1 Devilfish, 1 Breacher Fire Warrior team, 10 Pathfinders, some drone models and tokens, which are not really that important. And then you get some decals and transfer sheets, right? That's like a decent amount of models, right? But the only issue is there's not a lot of mechs in this. You get 1 centerpiece mech, which I think is a good start, but in terms of value, this is ranked number 13. If you bought all of these models individually, you'd be spending $232.50, which is saving you $62.50, which is 36%, which is pretty good. This is a good multiple buy. I think this is a great multiple buy set because you can get multiple Breacher teams, Pathfinder teams, Devilfish, which are all pretty good for the army. The only problem I have is that it doesn't scream Tau to me. It's great for rebuying. I think like if you're just filling up the like bulk of your army with crap, like you're like, I need more infantry for my army, I need more like transports, I need another Enforcer Battlesuit to lead my thing. I think it's great, but if you bought this, I would feel like I would need to still buy a Riptide to be happy, which kind of does a little bit of damage for me. Rubik Shub says, it's a cool leader, but you don't have a squad to equip it to. It's good with the meta for maybe 2 buys, maybe. You like the old box better. The old box was better. I think the Ghost Keel was a really good centerpiece model. I don't know, man. I think this is a B tier. I think it's B tier, but I put it kind of at the back of B tier. It's definitely above the Tyranids, I think, but you can't lead anything with that suit. It's just not really like super good to me. I might change it. I might move it lower. It's just not It's just not really doing it for me, but I can't deny it's good. Like the Breacher team and the Devilfish are really good to have with your army. Imperial Agents. Imperial Agents is actually the second most valuable combat patrol in the game, which annoys me because it really is garbage. You get 1 Ministorum Priest with a Vindicator, 1 Evisor Assassin, which I love this guy. This guy's amazing. The Evisor Assassin is a peak model. 6 Inquestrial Agents with 1 Tome Skull, and 20 Vigilant Squads, which are the Adeptus Arbites. Now, this box is pretty good. Like, these are some, like the Evisor Assassin, you get some crazy value. The models look amazing. The only problem is that Imperial Agents isn't really an army. It is the least played army in the game. You don't really have a coherent fighting force or anything, which is why it's so, like, high value, because they can't sell these models because no one wants to play Imperial Agents. I recommend for anyone who plays Warhammer, you can buy whatever combat patrol you want, and you can start with whatever army you want based on what you love. But I do not, there's only 2 armies I don't recommend getting to start off with. GeneStealer Cults and Imperial Agents. Do not buy these if you're starting. GeneStealers you might be able to get away with, but Imperial Agents, you will be very disappointed. Now, if you're looking for a painting project or just to have these to supplement in other armies like as flavor, this is great. To buy all these models individually, you'd have to spend $265, which means you're saving $95 with this box, which is a 55% savings, which is insane. It is crazy. If you just want to do combat patrol, this is a pretty sick box because you get soldiers in the Arbites, you get a whole elite squad of Inquisitors, and then your centerpiece model is the Evisor Assassin. It's pretty good. It's great value. It is literally the second most valuable box in the game, but I have to put it bottom of C tier. I can't put it in D tier because it's just too good. It's just too good of a box. It might move down there eventually, to be honest, but it's just too much value for what you get out of it. But it sucks. It's so hard. It's so hard. I'm really pushing to D tier in my head. I'm really pushing to D tier in my brain right now. I'm gonna put it in D tier. I'm gonna put it in D tier. I think that's fair. Chaos Space Marines. Inside of the box, you get 1 Master Possession, 5 Possessed, 10 Chaos Space Marines, 10 Chaos Cultists, and 2 Chaos Space Marine transfer sheets, which I'm not gonna count in the total value. It's pretty decent. You have your Legionnaires here, which are your infantry models. Then you have your Possessed, which are like your elite melee infantry stuff, which is pretty cool. You have your Cultists, which are easy sacrificial infantry, sacrificial infantry you can just throw to the front lines. And then you have your Master of Possession, which is also a very cool, not centerpiece, but it's a cool leader. You're just missing a centerpiece here. In terms of value, it's also pretty decent. It's a little bit on the lower end, but you do get the transfer sheets from it. If you bought all of these models individually, you'd have to pay $216.50. And if you that's $46.50 of savings, which is only a 27% value, which isn't great. But you can easily buy multiple of these boxes. Possessed, you need multiple of. The Master Possession is a great leader. The Legionnaire, I don't play Chaos Space Marines, so take it with a grain of salt, but my friend really likes this box for the most part. The Legionnaires are also great to have multiple of, and the Cultists are amazing to have a ton of. I think the Master's Possessions is fucking fantastic. If I had to rank this box though, I think it's a great multiple buy, but I think the value is bad. I think this is a solid B tier. I'd probably put it above the Tau because you're getting more value out of the Tau, but I could walk away with 3 of these and I'd be like, fuck yeah. I'd be like, I'm happy. I'm like, I have all of my infantry covered for Chaos Space Marines. And I think the combat patrol is pretty good too. You get a lot of models to paint, which is always a bonus too. I think I'd put it at top of B tier. I don't have much else to say about it. I think it's just a solid box. It could be better value-wise, but like, it's pretty good. Okay, let's move on to Necrons. I think I'm gonna predict Necrons are B tier. If you look at Necrons' value, it's kind of hard to rank them. And I'll explain why in a second. So inside of the box, you get 1 Overlord with a Tachyon Arrow, a Canoptic Doomstalker, 3 Scorpack Destroyers, 10 Necron Warriors, and 3 Canoptic Scarab Swarms. Now, you can't buy these individually. The Scarab Swarms, they come in the box and everything, which you can't really choose. You can't buy them individually. They come with like some sets and everything, but they don't count towards the value, but they're there. And they're nice to have if you're a Necron player. This is a pretty good box. The value isn't great, because with all those models, if you buy them individually, you can only have to spend $206.50, which is only saving you $36, which is saving you 21%. right? Not including the scarab, like the scarab swarms, because they don't count in the value of the box because you can't buy them anywhere else. But for a combat patrol, this is what I want in it, right? You have your leader, your overlord, then you have your elite unit, which is the Scorpack destroyers, and then you have your infantry, the Necron warriors, and then a centerpiece model in the Canoptic Doomstalker, right? It's a big model, elite infantry, and a leader. It is everything you want. Also has the Scarab Swarm, right? Which are super solid to use just in general because they're good at blocking. It's also for a paint project, there's a lot in there. If I had to rank this though, I would put it probably, it's definitely above the Tau. It's hard because buying multiple of these is not the best because you don't need a lot. Actually, no, you could buy a lot of these. I think this is decent. I'd put it above the Chaos Space Marines, I think. I think it's what I want a combat patrol to have. It has the centerpiece, it has the elite, it has the infantry, it has the leader, it has even extra chaff. It's everything I want. And even if it's one of the lower values on the list, it's still pretty good. Like, I'd be happy with it. I'd be really happy with it. Buying multiple, I don't know though. It's so hard. You know, I thought this was going to be easy to rank these, but now that I'm actually here, it's like really hard to figure it out. I'm going to put it in B tier. We'll see if my opinion changes. Everything can change. GeneStealer Cults. I'm going to tell you guys right now. GeneStealer Cults are the only other army besides Imperial Agents that I do not recommend buying off the bat if you're starting off Warhammer. They're very cool, except they're very hard to play. They're very expensive because they don't have a lot of points per model, which means you're going to have to buy more to feel the full army on the tabletop. And they're also the hardest army to paint in the game. Like, look at these guys. All of them are unique. All of them have different faces that have like weird things on them. They are awesome looking, don't get me wrong. I love GeneStealer Cults. I think they're one of the coolest looking armies in the game. But man, dude, like, just look at these. In terms of value, also, this combat patrol is pretty bad. You get 1 Jackal Alphys, 1 Achilles Ridgerunner, 5 Atlan Jackals, and 10 Hybrid Metamorphs, right? Which, in terms of value, this box, if you bought all those models individually, would be $212.50, which would save you $42.50, which is a 25% savings, which is not great for an army this expensive. You could buy multiple of these. It's a pretty good multiple buy because you can fill out a lot of your army with it. But there's not really that centerpiece I'm looking for. Nothing here is really like, if I saw this on the wall at a Games Workshop store, I'm like, why the hell would I buy this over the World Eaters one? Like, it's just not cool. It's just so disappointing. I'm honestly thinking about putting it in F tier. Originally, my idea was to put it in D tier, but it's pretty disappointing. It's pretty bad. And the fact it's only a 25% discount is pretty outrageous. Like, that's awful. I'm going to put it in F tier. Astra Militarum. Now, Astra Militarum is one of my favorite armies. This box is pretty good if you're starting Astra Militarum. My only issue with it, just right off the bat before I even jump into value, it comes with 10 Rough Riders and 10 Kasrkin. This is a pretty hard box to sell to me to buy multiple of. I think buying 1 is pretty good, but it's just, the box has inside of it 5 Cadian Command Squad, which is pretty good, 10 Kasrkin, and 10 Rough Riders. That's a lot of models to paint. I love the Kasrkin, and I love the Cadian Command Squad, and I love the Rough Riders. I love all of these models. I think they're so cool. They're amazing. But I can't imagine owning 20 of the Rough Riders. And in terms of value, if you bought all of these models individually, you're actually saving a lot of money here. The MSRP value of all of these models together is $235.00, and you're saving about $65 with this box, which is a 38% value, savings value, right? That's pretty good. That's a pretty solid savings. There are no tanks here, which is an absolute disgrace. And the Kasrkin, I love the Kasrkin. They're basically elite Cadians, which are super cool. I think their models are really fun. Like, they look like, honestly, ODSTs is kind of how they remind me in my mind, like where I kind of put them next to in my brain. I don't think this box gets what the Guard is trying to be. I think this is more like if this was Combat Patrol Strike Team and it was like that, it'd be pretty cool. But I don't know. It just doesn't do Guard for me. The value's good, and I think it's pretty, no. This is going to go for me in C tier. It's going to go above the Orks, I think, because I think the Orks value-wise aren't as good. Like, I think if you bought like a Leman Russ or a Rogel Dorn and this Combat Patrol, you'd be pretty happy. But it's not, C tier I think is fair. I think it's too much value to put it any lower, but it's not great. Thousand Suns Combat Patrol. Now, this is a really good one. The Thousand Sun Combat Patrol, like, it's actually kind of funny. If you guys look at the rankings and everything, a lot of these combat patrols are from that are lower, are from the very start of the edition. And as, like, we got more through the edition, they started to get pretty damn good. The Thousand Suns are solid. They are a great combat patrol. In this box, you get 1 Demon Prince, 1 Zangor Shaman, 3 Zangor Enlightened, and 10 Rubric Marines. Now, this is a great box. In terms of value, it is $243.50 to buy all these models individually, which saves you about $73.50 in total, which is a 43% saving. Now, that's a pretty good savings rate. And because you get everything that I want in a box. You get elite infantry in the Zangors, you get a Zangor leader, and you get Rubric Marines and a Demon Prince. So you get infantry that are pretty elite, honestly. I think it's A tier for sure. I think the Rubric Marines are solid because that's what you want when you play Thousand Suns. You need a bunch of Rubric Marines. The Demon Prince, fucking fantastic centerpiece model. It is such a good centerpiece model. And the Zangor Enlightened, people don't like Zangors because they're kind of like, I want 1,000 Suns. But these ones are pretty zinchy. And the fact you get a leader with them, like, I could be happy with multiple of these, like, pretty easy. It is a solid box. I don't know about buying too many multiple copies of it, but you could probably buy 2 and be pretty happy. I would put this in A tier just behind the World Leaders because I think the World Leader box is just a little bit better to buy multiple copies of because you get Berserkers, Demon Princes, Master of Execution, and Jackals. And the Rubric Marines, with the Thousand Suns, you kind of will have too many Zangors. But the value in this box is crazy. And by the way, you do save $1.50 more than the World Leader box in terms of overall value, which is pretty cool. Drukari is indisputably the best combat patrol in the game. Now, this combat patrol for Drukari is the same one it was last edition. So before I say anything, if you guys are thinking about starting Drukari, stop everything right now and buy this box because right now Drukari is one of the last armies that are getting a codex this edition. When they get that, this combat patrol is going to go out of print. So if you guys want to play Drukari and save the money, buy the combat patrol, you will be happy you got this before it's ruined. Because even last edition, this was the best combat patrol, only rivaled by GeneStealer Cults. It is super, super, super good. In this box, you get 1 Archon, 10 Cowblight Warriors, 5 Incubi, 1 Ravager, and 1 Raider. It is insane. And when I tell you guys that Drukari is such an old army, all of the models need a range refresh. They're garbage. Like, they're so bad looking. Half them are fine cast. Half them don't get sold right now by Games Workshop. Everything in this box is new. It is literally everything that's new and high quality in Drukari. And in terms of value, if you buy all these models individually, you are going to spend $272.50. So with this box, you are saving $102.50, which is a 60% savings, which is insane to me. That is crazy value. Rubik Cube says the 2 transports is actually the biggest thing. I would kill for Tao's box to be structured like this. What's funny about that Rubik Cube is one of these is a transport, one of these is an anti-tank battery, which is insane. Like, it actually is, it's so good. It is the GOAT of combat patrols. The only rival to it would be the GeneStealer Cults from last edition. Maybe the Custodes box would be like even a slight comparison from last edition, but like, it's just too good. It is way too good. Also, the Sisters of Battle, and to preface this, they have also gotten a Christmas box, I think pretty much for the past 3 years, and all their value boxes have sucked, and I love Sisters of Battle. If I could go back and start Warhammer over, they would be my army of choice. I chose AdMech, but I would redo it with them, and when I have extra money, they would be the next army I buy, for sure. They have one of the worst combat patrols in the game. It's 1 Canoness, 1 Celestine Sacrosanct, 10 Battle Sisters with a Cherub, 10 Archiflagellants, and then you get 2 transfer sheets. In terms of value, if you buy all those models individually, you're going to spend $227, which is saving you $57, and that's 33% of save value, which is not bad. It's actually pretty much middle of the road. It's actually exactly in the middle in terms of value saved. The box is okay. I like all these models. I actually like the Archiflagellants, and obviously the Battle Sisters squad are great, but like, come on, look at this. This is boring. What is here to like shout out and tell you to buy me, right? There's no Castigator, there's no Rhino, there's no Immolator, there's no Exorcist, there's no Paragon Warsuits, there's no cool leader. I was gonna put this in D tier. I'm really thinking maybe it's F tier, because you could buy multiple of these and be pretty happy. So I think D tier is pretty reasonable. But man, dude, this one just does not spark any joy at all. I look at it and I'm just like, this is bad. I don't have anything else to say about this Sisters of Battle, to be honest. It's if you buy multiple, whatever, great, right? Like, you're saving a little bit of money. It's if you want to start Sisters, it's good. But if I buy a combat patrol, I want to be fucking excited. I want to be just like, yes, I'm getting it. Like, this is really, really cool. And like, I have my centerpiece model. I have things to be excited about. If I was going to fix it, how would I fix this? Oh boy, that's a good question. Now, the issue is, I don't know the points off the top of my head, but my rule for a combat patrol is an elite infantry, a normal infantry, a leader, and an infantry squad. So at the very least. So I would maybe do, because this is an elite army, so we can go a little bit heavier. I would do Battle Sister squad, an Exorcist squad, a Rhino, a Canoness, and Paragon Warsuits is what I would do. Because if you add all of those together, I think you have a Rhino that can carry the Exorcist squad. You have the Battle Sisters, which are a great infantry, like battle line. You have the Canoness to lead them. And then you have the Paragon Warsuits, which are a centerpiece model, and the Rhino is there as just like, this is a transport for your army. I think that would be pretty decent. That's just me, like, off the top of my head. Like, if I actually had time to like put together a better one, I probably could. But just like me spitballing, like if Games Workshop came up to me and they're like, Brady, how do we make this better right now? That's what I would do. The Blood Angels. This is my favorite Space Marine army. They are my favorite Legion. They're my favorite Primarch, Rip Sanguinius, you're a real one. I love the Blood Angels. The only reason I don't own them is because I own World Leaders, and I don't want to own the same army twice. You know what I mean? Like, in terms of tabletop gameplay, they do the same thing. I think the Blood Angels Combat Patrol is pretty good. It's honestly, this one makes me happy. This one does spark joy. And I'm conflicted for a few reasons, because in this box set, you get 1 Blood Angels Captain, 6 Sanguinary Guards, 10 Assault Intercessors, and 2 Blood Angels upgrades, right? Which is pretty good. The upgrades are kind of whatever, right? This is a box you can easily buy multiple of. The Sanguinary Guard are a solid unit. They're really strong, and having a ton of them are very, like, in theme with the Blood Angels. Assault Intercessors, great to have multiple of, and the Blood Angels Captain, you could easily kit bash him as another unit if you needed to. It's not that hard, right? It's a good box. Now, the reason I'm conflicted about this box is because the value isn't that good. If you bought everything in the box individually, it would cost you $224, which would save you $54, which is 32%, right? That's pretty good. It's pretty decent. It puts it like middle of the road. It's decent, but this can be bought in multiples easily. My only issue with it is the Sanguinary Guard models. I hate these things. I think they're so ugly. I think they look cool, but the issue is these stupid wings on the back. Like, they look so bad. I don't know. This is just not, it's not great for me. But I still like the model for the most part. And like, if I was starting Blood Angels, this is a pretty good start. I'm a big fan of it. I don't think it deserves a super high ranking. I think it's bottom of A tier. I think it needs something, but I like it a lot. And if I was a Blood Angels player and I looked at this, I would get excited. Because the Sanguinary Guard are a big part of the army. Like, this gives you everything you need to start. I think it does need something, though. I think a shooting unit would be good. I'm a little biased. I'm going to put it bottom of A tier, just because I think this is a pretty solid start to Blood Angel. I think you could argue this top of B tier. I think it could be argued top of B tier, to be honest. It's 100% better than the Emperor's Children, but I think it belongs in A tier. I think you'd be pretty satisfied with this. Death Guard. Now, I'm a little bit conflicted about this one too. I think this is easily one of the best combat patrols in the game. I think this is an easy winner. Super, like, big winner. I think it's fantastic. In this box, you get 1 Lord of Virulence, 1 Tallyman, which is the best name ever, 1 Chaos Rhino, 3 Death Shroud Terminators, and 7 Plague Marine. I think this is an absolute banger of a box. You don't get a lot of models, but these are some expensive, tough units. Like, this is a good good box. Now, the reason I'm conflicted is because this box, in terms of value, if you bought all of these models individually, it would cost you $259.50, which you're saving $89.50, which is a 52% saving, which is insane. And you could easily get away with buying multiple of these. You always need more Plague Marines. Death Shroud Terminators are also fantastic. Lord Villarance and the Tallyman. I'm not sure about multiple of those, but I think they're decent enough. You could probably like kit bash them into something else if you really wanted to. And you always can use more Rhinos for a lot of armies, right? My confliction with this army, or with this box, is like, dude, all these models are so cool as well. The Death Guard have such awesome just designs. They're so fun. Yeah, this is one of the best value boxes in the game. You literally save $89.50 and 52% of overall value. Rhinos are useless and so many units are Tacticus now. See, that's true if you're playing not Chaos, because in Chaos, they don't have Tacticus because they never went through the Primaris treatment. They're stuck in the past and they use Rhinos. So owning Rhinos for Chaos, they're always going to be there, which is pretty solid. If you're talking Space Marines, I fully agree with you. But the Chaos units are going to be using Rhinos pretty much forever, just because of how the lore is working and everything. I think there's an argument for putting this into S tier. I don't think it's better than Custodes, but I think it's an S tier. I didn't realize how much value it was when I first ranked this. I thought it didn't have that many models, but like I think this is pretty close to as good as it gets this edition. Because you have your centerpiece model, which is the Rhino. It's not a great centerpiece, but it is. You have your elite infantry unit, which is the Death Shroud Terminators. You have a squad of Plague Marines, which are good like infantry units. And then you have the Tallyman and the Lord Virulence. Oh man, it is hard though. Is it S tier or top of A? Because if you could buy, because the thing is with the
have you ever had a dream that you had your
Custodes and the Drukari is you can easily buy multiple of the boxes and be happy with the leaders, right? But the Death Guard one, if you bought multiple of that box, like you might be sad you're getting too many of those leaders. I think top of A. I'm gonna move to top of A tier. I think this can definitely be argued up to an S, but I think top of A is pretty fair. Let's talk Admech. I hate this Combat Patrol. I have so many thoughts about this one. I hate it. It's awful. I really am just sad about it. It 100% does not spark joy and all. It is terrible. The Adeptus Mechanicus Combat Patrol comes with 1 Tech Priest Manipulus, 3 Cerberus Sulfur Hounds, 5 Patraxi Sterilizers, and 10 Vanguard. I like all these units a lot. I think this is a fantastic box. I think it's honestly pretty solid in general. If it wasn't, all of these units are dirt cheap. They have no points to them. It literally is like, I believe, the least points you get in a box. It's really bad. It's really, really bad. In terms of value, you're a little bit below average. If you bought all these individually, you have to spend $225, which is $55 in savings, which is a 32% savings, right? Pretty good. It's whatever. All these units are viable competitively. They're all great. Multiple buys, 100%. But it needs something. It needs an Honor Doom Crawler, because Castellan robots, even Belisarius Call, Scorpius Dune Rider, even the transport version of it just needs something else. It's just really, really, really missing the point. It's garbage. I don't have anything else to say about it. Admech are in a bad spot right now. They're probably the second most expensive army to buy. The box is bad. It needs something else. It's missing just one thing. If it had one more thing, this might be an S tier. Straight up. I actually think if this had like a Dune Rider and you could build both variants of it, or it had an Honor Doom Crawler or Castellan robots, like it might be an S tier. But right now, I put it right above. Actually, I put it top of D tier. Because to be honest, this to me is way cooler than the Sisters of Battle one. I think it's a little bit better, and it is better than Imperial Agents thematic wise. But it's still pretty bad. You got nothing cool in here. It's just disappointing. Leagues of Voton. Now, I don't have an image to use with this one because the Leagues of Voton isn't even on the website right now for pre-order. It was just announced and everything, so they don't even have it on their website and stuff. I do have a picture of it. I just don't have a thing that I can go to show you guys. Okay, the Leagues of Voton Combat Patrol has 10 Harken Warriors, 3 Brokir Thunderkin, 5 Einhir Hearthguard, and 1 Einhir Champion. So you get a good amount of stuff in the box. It is $224.50 to buy all of those individually, which is saving you $54.50 or 32%, which is pretty good. And points-wise, they're solid. I think this is also a multiple buy for sure. I think everything in there is pretty good. I'd probably put it in B tier. I don't think it's really that crazy, but I like it a lot. I think the Voton units are pretty sick. I think multiple buys are cool. I think all the units in there are awesome. In terms of points, it's solid too. I don't think it's better than the Emperor's Children, but I think it's still pretty good. But with that, I'm actually kind of thinking of moving the Blood Angels down. I kind of want to move the Blood Angels to B, just based on my own arguments. You know what? I'm going to move Blood Angels down to B. I think the Blood Angels are top of B tier. I think they're very close to A, but just with what I said based on the Voton, I think they deserve that. I'm actually going to put the Voton above the Emperor's Children just because there's more value to buy more. Black Templars. The Black Templar Combat Patrol is up for pre-order right now. It is brand new. If you bought this, you are getting 1 Emperor's Champion, 3 Blade Guard Veterans, 5 Sword Brethren, and 10 Crusaders. That's a good amount of models, honestly. In terms of value, they're ranked number 14 with overall cost. If you bought all these models individually, you'd spend $227, which saves you $57, which is a 33% discount overall, which is pretty decent. I think they also have some pretty good options to buy multiple of, because Black Templar is kind of a horde army, which is kind of interesting. They also look really fucking cool. Man, this might be an A tier. I have someone in chat right now that actually is a pretty big Black Templar fan. I'm going to read what they said. Yogi Bear says, I think the box is good to buy twice because playing 10 Sword Brethren is so powerful. You need 6 Blade Guards to get the best value, and running a 20-man squad of Crusaders is very common now. Yes, you can only play 1 Emperor's Champion, but you can easily capacitate to a Marshal or a Castellan. That's very good to know for the viewers. Also, the Sword Brethren and Blade Guards are easy to customize. The Crusaders you can customize a lot too, so if you buy 2, you can have 1 mainly melee and 1 mainly shooting. Top of A. I kind of have to agree with you. I think this is a pretty good value, especially if you're starting Black Templars. The only issue is there's no centerpiece model, but you kind of don't really think of that with Black Templars. As a pitch for the army, I'm kind of already sold that like this is a Crusade army. Like there's not like a tank that really goes with it. Like I know it's a big part of Black Templars that they shove meltas onto all of their vehicles, which is pretty cool. But like genuinely, personally, I wouldn't put it top. Let's see what we have in A tier. I don't think I would put it top of A tier just because I don't want to put it above Blade Angels, like just for my own personal preference. But it's pretty good. I'd probably put it like above Dark Angels because you're kind of getting, I mean, the value is insane on these. I'm going to be honest. Like, you get like a lot from this box. I'd put it there. I don't think it beats Aeldari. I think Aeldari is too good, but I think it deserves to be an A tier right there. I think it's a very respectable spot. Space Wolves, you get 1 Wolfguard Battle Leader, 5 Wolfguard Terminators. Terminators in a combat patrol? Yes, please. 5 Wolfen and 10 Bloodclaws. In terms of value, if you bought all these individually, you'd have to spend $232, which would be $62 saved. This is a great box. I think all the models are gorgeous. I like the Wolfguard Terminators. If you like, this is a good centerpiece. Terminators are a good centerpiece model. The infantry is solid. You get like all the iconography you want from the Space Wolves. The Wolfen are a great elite army like unit to have because they fit the aesthetic of the army. It's pretty good. I'd actually probably put it above Black Templars. Just in terms of like my understanding of it. It's pretty damn close though. Its value is pretty good too. It's good. It's pretty solid, guys. The centerpiece is missing, but I'm okay with Terminators over a centerpiece because you have the infantry, you have the elite, and you have the leader, right? And then you have your centerpiece, which is the Terminators. And I can have an argument that Terminators are a centerpiece because Terminators are one of the units that sell you on Space Marines. I'm gonna put it right below Aeldari. I think this is a fantastic first box. I think it's good. Because all of these ones up here that are above it have a centerpiece model. You have the transports, you have the Blade Champion or the Terminators, you have your Lord Vivience and the Rhino, you have Demon Prince, and you have the Wraith Blades. Like you have like all good centerpieces for these, right? Like it's just, I think it has to go there. It's close between these two though, I'm not gonna lie. They kind of have the exact same vibe going on. Like it's really close. Okay, up next. Now these combat patrols are when we start to see a little bit of disaster. These were just announced very recently. They are combat patrols that are Space Marine, the founding chapters and everything, and they're kind of all over the place. So the Imperial Fist box, you get a company of heroes, 5 Terminators, 5 Intercessors, and 5 heavy Intercessors. That's pretty good. In terms of value, it's not the best. If you bought all these individually, you'd be spending about $226, which saves you $56, which is a 33% discount, which is pretty good. But this is an easy multiple buy. Like, this is a very easy box to buy multiple of. It's not the best, but if you're trying to do Imperial Fists, it's pretty solid. I would put it in B tier. I'd probably put it beneath the Emperor's Children. I like this box a lot, though. If I was going to do Imperial Fists, I would buy this. This, with the Black Templar box, you combine them, is honestly not a bad idea either, too. The Raven Guard. The Raven Guard have an Invictor Tactical Warsuit, an Infiltrator Squad, and they have an Infiltrator Squad, 5 Jump Pack Intercessors, and a Captain with a Jump Pack. This box is not great. It's a little bit better than the other ones, and in terms of value, it's actually pretty decent. It is $234 to buy everything individually. You save $64, which is a 37% savings, which is pretty good. But the main issue is that you get an Invictor Tactical Warsuit. It's pretty mid. Nobody really likes the Warsuit. It's not the craziest model ever. The points aren't really there. I'd probably put it like right beneath the Grey Knights is where I'd put it in C tier. The White Scars are up next. In the box, you have an Impulsor, 5 Assault Intercessors, 3 Outrider Bikes, and an Outrider Bike Captain, right? Combine them all together, $220, which saves you about $50, which is a 30% savings. It's not great. It's probably the worst value out of all of them. Now, the only issue with this box is it's good to buy multiple of, but it's not really that cool. And I'd say bottom of B tier is very fair. I think if you like White Scars, it's pretty solid. I think it's a good supplement for other Space Marine factions as well, too. I don't know. I do think C tier. I think upper C tier. It's a little bit better than Grey Knights, but I can't put it in B tier because I think it just doesn't fit in that area with them. Salamanders. The Salamander box is 3 Eradicators, 1 Adrix Agatone, and 10 Infernus squads. This is a pretty solid box if you like Salamanders. The only issue is that Invader ATV is just not it. It's just not it, man. I hate that model. It's just like they're trying to move stock. In terms of value, if you bought all these individually, it would cost you $219.50, which is $50 in savings, which is a 29% overall value savings. Not great. I'd put this a little bit above the White Scars one, just because I think you get a lot of really cool units out of it, like the Eradicators and Furnace Marines and Agrax Agatone are pretty good. The Invader ATV is almost like a bonus, but it's okay. The C tier I think is fair. Let's talk about Iron Hands Combat Patrol. You get a Tech Marine, 10 Heavy Intercessors, and 2 Fire Strike Servo Turrets. Now, this Combat Patrol, it's bad, but the value is amazing, which makes me very angry because this Combat Patrol sucks. It is, in terms of if you buy all the models individually, it costs you $246 flat, which is saving you $76, which is a 44% savings, 45% if we round up. It is the only issue with the box is that its savings are good, but man, dude, it is 2 squads of heavy intercessors. Fantastic. We love that. Tech Marine. Great. We love the Tech Marine. That is awesome. Great for having that. And then you get 2 servo turrets. The Fire Strike servo turret. This thing is lame. It is actually one of the lamest models in the game. The reason why it exists in this Combat Patrol is because they couldn't sell it. So they shoved it in a Combat Patrol with Space Marines so they can move product. I want to put this one in F tier. I'd put it below the GeneStealer Cults just because it pisses me off so much that it exists. I think it's so bad. I just don't like it. Its value is good, so it's almost like I'm insulting the whole point of this game in my ranking by putting it here, but this is my opinion, so I get the final say. I think it belongs in F tier. I don't like it. I don't think anyone really likes it. I wouldn't recommend buying it. It's not great. Anyways, that's all of the Combat Patrols. thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to like the video and subscribe. It really helps the channel grow. This was an absolute blast to stream, and if you want to see more like it, I'm live over on Twitch at twitch.tv/BraidNation, which is also going to be linked down below. And if you want to help shape what I make next, join our Patreon. You'll get to vote on future shorts and streams, suggest content ideas, hang out in our Discord, snag merch discounts, and honestly, it's the best way to support the channel so I can keep making stuff like this. And finally, if you made it all the way here, you are truly a legend, and I can't wait to see you in the next video drop.